My name's Jake, and I swear, I never thought I'd be the guy to go toe-to-toe with an HOA Karen, but here we are. It all started when I moved into this cookie-cutter neighborhood in suburban Ohio, chasing the American dream nice house, quiet street, maybe a dog someday. The place was fine, but the HOA, a nightmare dressed in khakis and clipboards. Enter Karen. Sorry. Cynthia, the self-appointed queen of Willow Creek Estates. She's the kind who'd measure your grass with a ruler and leave a passive-aggressive note if it's half an inch too long. The first time I met her, she was at my door, smiling like a shark, handing me a 20-page binder of community guidelines. I should have known then she'd be trouble. It was a sunny Saturday when the real drama kicked off. I'd been working on my driveway, which, I'll admit, was a mess cracked concrete, weeds poking through, an eyesore. I'm no handyman, but I figured I'd patch it up myself to save a buck. Bad idea. I'm out there, sweating through my t-shirt, when Cynthia rolls up in her golf cart. Yeah, a golf cart. Like she's patrolling a country club. Oh, Jake, she says, her voice dripping with fake pity. This driveway is just tragic. It's bringing down property values. Then she laughs, this loud, performative cackle that echoes down the street. A couple neighbors peek out their windows, and I'm standing there, covered in dirt, feeling like the village idiot. You'll fix it. Right, she says, not really asking. Before zooming off, I was fuming, but I let it slide. Big mistake. Over the next week, Cynthia's little comments became a campaign. Notes in my mailbox driveway violates Section 3.2.1 unsightly conditions. Emails with photos of my substandard concrete. CC'd to the entire HOA board. She even had the nerve to stop by during my lunch break, waving her clipboard like it's the Constitution. Jake, honey, you're new, so I'll give you a pass. But this driveway, it's an embarrassment. I tried to stay calm, explain I was working on it, but she just kept talking over me, throwing around words like standards and community pride. I'm a chill guy, but man, she was pushing it. I started noticing her golf cart circling my house daily, like a vulture waiting for me to screw up. That's when I realized this wasn't about the driveway, it was about control. And I wasn't about to let Cynthia win. I started brainstorming. Fixing the driveway was a given, but I wanted to do it on my terms, not hers. I spent nights scrolling through home improvement forums, sipping cheap beer and tossing around ideas. Pave it. Too boring. Paint it. Too temporary. Then it hit me: tiles. Not just any tiles, black and white checkerboard tiles, like a giant chessboard. It'd be bold. It'd be unique. And most importantly, it'd drive Cynthia up the wall without breaking a single HOA rule. I checked the binder, nothing about driveway aesthetics beyond maintained and clean. Checkmate. Karen, I called up a contractor buddy, Mike, who thought I was nuts but agreed to help. We spent 2 weeks planning, ordering tiles, and prepping the driveway. I kept it quiet, working late nights so Cynthia's nosy patrols wouldn't catch on. The whole time, her notes kept coming. Final warning: Jake. Fix the driveway or face fines. I'd just smile and toss them in the trash. She had no idea what was coming. The big day arrived a crisp fall morning, perfect for a reveal. Mike and his crew worked fast. laying those glossy tiles in a perfect checkerboard pattern. By noon, my driveway looked like something out of a retro diner, shiny and sharp. I was grinning like a kid on Christmas. But the real fun was about to start. I'd ordered a custom sign online, big and bold, and I staked it right in my front yard. Checkmate. Karen in dripping red spray paint. Petty sure. Satisfying you bet. Cue Cynthia. She rolled up around 3 p.m., her golf cart squeaking to a stop. I was outside, casually sweeping my new driveway, waiting for the show. She stepped out, clipboard in hand, and froze. Her mouth dropped open, and for a solid 10 seconds, she didn't say a word. I wish I'd had a camera. "What is this?" she finally sputtered, pointing at the tiles like they'd personally offended her. "It's my driveway." "Cynthia," I said, leaning on my broom. "Fixed it. Just like you asked. Meets all HOA standards. Want to check the binder?" Her face turned the color of a stop sign. She started flipping through her precious rules, muttering about aesthetic cohesion and board approval. But I knew she had nothing. The tiles were pristine. The work was professional. And I dotted every I. Then came the twist. See? I'd done my homework. While planning the driveway, I'd dug into the HOA's records, public stuff. Easy to find online. Turns out, Cynthia had been skimming funds from the community budget for her own landscaping projects. Nothing major, but enough to raise eyebrows. I'd printed out the receipts and emailed them to the board the night before, anonymously, with a polite suggestion to review the treasurer's expenses. As Cynthia stood there, stammering about my driveway, her phone started buzzing. She glanced at it, and her face went from red to ghost white. Problem I asked. All innocent. She didn't answer, just climbed into her golf cart and peeled out, leaving her clipboard on the ground. The fallout was glorious. By the next HOA meeting, Cynthia was out as treasurer, replaced by a quiet guy who actually knew math. The board tried to fine me for the sign, but I took it down before they could make it stick. My driveway untouchable. Neighbors started swinging by, some laughing, some asking where I got the tiles. A few even said they were inspired to push back against the HOA's nonsense. Cynthia avoided me like the plague, her golf cart patrols mysteriously ending. Last I heard, she was trying to sell her house. Guess my checkerboard was too much for her community pride. Looking back, I didn't just fix my driveway. I took back a little piece of my sanity. Cynthia thought she could bully me into submission, but I played her game and won. Was it petty? Maybe. But sometimes, you gotta fight fire with a checkered flag. So, what do you think? Did I go too far? Or was this the perfect clapback? Share your take, because I'm dying to hear it. The end.